ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, hi da da da, ya da da da, ha da 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 da, hi da 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 da, ha da 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 da, ya 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 da 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 da, ha da 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 da, hi da 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 da, ha da 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 da. L'Shem Yichud Kudsha Ubrichu Shchinte. These are the words that start off the intention of the entering into the Omer, the Kabbalistic imagery of the unification, of the uniting of the divine feminine in the divine masculine. But what are we really uniting in these days, in these counting of the 50 days? Well, for one, we're uniting Passover and Shavuot. We're uniting this moment of freedom and of redemption with this moment of law and stricture and gvura, as Ariel talked about already. And our tradition teaches us something, I think, really incredibly, deeply important about freedom and about redemption. And that our task is not done at redemption, but we're asked to think of and to create a better world than the world that we came from. And so each of these days has their own spiritual quality that we try to fill in all of the space that we opened up over the course of Passover, as we got rid of all of the chametz, all the puffed up stuff inside of us, making room for the creation of what's new. And so as we sing this song tonight now, and we'll keep coming back to it, I want to invite you just to sit in it, to sit in your open spaces, to sit in those places that feel a little bit stuck and tight, and see if you can breathe into them, see if you can sing into them, see if you can listen into them, and maybe, just maybe, we can open ourselves a little bit to create the worlds that we want to create together. Repeat after me. Ya da 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 da. Let's see if we can get back to it. Da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 ya da da. Ya da 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 ya da da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 ya da da. Ya da 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 ya da da. Let's try that all together. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 ya da da. Ya da 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 ya da. Ya da 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 ya da da. Hi da 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 da. Hi da 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 da. Hi da 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 da. Hi da 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 da. Hi da 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 da. Hi da 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 da. From the beginning. Ya da 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 ya da. Ya da 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 ya da da. Ya da 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 da.
it's kind of easy because he gets to hand it off to me now. So grateful that we get to be here counting the Omer together. So grateful that I happened to be in Atlanta this week and was invited by Rabbi Ariel to participate with all of these wonderful rabbis that I love so much. I'm so grateful that I can hear the birds chirping from right where we are. I don't know if you can hear it too, but it's pretty great. So grateful. I don't know, if I made a list, it would go on very long because I recognize that it could all be another way. The root of my prayer practice, I think, is recognizing that it could all be different. And that goes both ways. Everything is good and it could all be not. And there are some things that are not, and they could all be better. When I think about the Omer, about the giving of the fruits, the giving of this wheat, I realize that it's bookended by two other times of giving of first fruits. During the Seder, we make a first fruits declaration, right? My father was a wandering Aramean. He came down to the land to sojourn there. Even though we think of Shavuot as the first fruits holiday. I'm putting these back on. I want to be able to see your faces, even it looks like I have weird light up circle eyes. Hello. We'll see. It'll be a balance. So we have this bookend of first fruits, and then we have the giving of the Omer in the middle. Seems like a lot. Like, how many first fruits can we actually give? But on the other hand, it seems like so little. Because if we truly recognize that everything we have is a gift, how do we respond to a gift? By giving back. For me, the practice of the Omer and the first fruits is a recognition that none of this is mine. And that for me is the root of gratitude. And it's the root of living a giving life. So last Shavuot, I wrote this song reflecting on the first fruits and gratitude. And so it's more of a listening type song, but I hope you'll listen and think and meditate on what are the gifts that you feel like you have been given in your own life, and how can you give them back? I read this amazing book recently called The Gift. It's an old book. I recommend that everyone read it, about how we respond to gifts, how art is a gift, what it means to live in a commodity culture, but have gifts, and to give and to receive and to give in a never-ending cycle and spiral of love. Yeah, we'll do it in this key one. Here is this tree, well I grew this tree, well I planted the seed, and that's something at least, but how did the seed know what it would take to grow? Here is this tree, well I grew this tree, and I gave it lots of rain, well the rain just kind of came, and how does the sun shine at just the right time? Ooh, guess I'm thankful to you. Guess I'm thankful to you. Guess I'm thankful to you, God. So here's a little gift from me, the fruits of our tree. Here is this hand, well it digs in the land, and the land holds the seeds, and it gives what it needs, and I wonder if the land knows the beauty that it shows. Here is this life, well I don't know why, but my body knows to be, and it breathes air into me, and who even is to say that we should be here anyway? Ooh, guess I'm thankful to who? So here's a little gift from me, the fruits of our tree. And I know you're everywhere, the rocks, the roots, the air. And yet I go to your house and I offer it there, like my parents before me, without whom I wouldn't be, without whom there's no seed and no tree. Guess I'm part of something bigger than me. Here's this life, here is this hand, here is the seed, here is this tree. Ooh, guess I'm thankful to who, guess I'm thankful to you, guess I'm thankful to you, God. So here's a little gift from me, the fruits of our tree. Yeah, we did it, you and me, the fruits of our tree, the fruits of our tree.
Oh, Eliana, Sam, that was so beautiful. I just want to sit with that. Mm. So I'm Rabbi Lauren. I just want to build on that beautiful song and teaching that Eliana so lovingly offered us. Last Shavuot, I was studying about the Bikurim, the first fruits, with my dear friend and chavruta, Rabbi Rami Schwartzer. And as we were studying it, we noticed something really interesting. So the Torah starts off, this is from Deuteronomy chapter 26, and says, when you enter the land the Lord your God is giving you as a heritage, and you possess it and settle in it, you shall take some of every first fruit of the soil, which you harvest from the land that the Lord your God is giving you. You're starting off, you're finally at home, you're finally settling, finally putting down roots in a place that you have been longing for a long time. And the Hebrew says, you shall take mireshit kol pri ha'adama, from reshit, from what we have been translating as from the first fruits, but it's not so clear what reshit means. So there's sort of a machloket, a little bit of a debate. The Seforno, one of the medieval commentaries, says that reshit is like rosh. It's like take the best, the head, the best of what you have to offer. Scan your entire field, look for that ripest, most beautiful pomegranate and offer it up as a pure gift for others to enjoy. And Rashi takes a different tack, quoting from the Mishnah. Rashi says, no, it's not the best, not necessarily. It's just the first. And he imagines, like the Mishnah does, that you would go into your field and you would look at all the branches and whatever like little bud of a fruit, whatever your eyes first land on, that first little bud, you say, oh, that one, that's my bikurim. That's the thing I'm gonna offer up. Even if it's like a little measly thing, and you tie a little band around the branch, and come Shavuot time, you come back to it, and that's your gift. And when my chavruta and I encountered this, we said, well, isn't that the tension we are always living in? Are we trying to offer the best of what we can, or are we just offering up our first drafts, our first little sprigs on the plants that may not be so ripe yet, and we may not even think we're ready, they're ready to like come out of the oven, they're not fully cooked. So we may be so tempted to keep them inside and say, well, let it marinate a little while longer. But what does it take to have the kind of courage to offer up something new, even when it's not quite ready? And what does it take, even sometimes, even offering our best can be so scary because it's not as good as someone else's best, or it's not as good as our best formerly was in some other previous part of our life. So I want to invite you to just meditate on this for a moment. And so if you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes, or you can just look down at the ground beneath you. And just take a breath here. Really feel yourself in your seat. Feel a connection with the ground and the earth beneath you. Is there an area somewhere in your life right now that is asking you, calling you to offer up something brand new? Inviting you to risk offering up something, a first draft, something that hasn't yet had the test of time. What do you notice? Do you have a reaction? Maybe fear, anxiety, excitement, or something else? What does this moment call for from you? Is it calling for the gevurah, which is courage, bravery, strength? Is it calling for chesed, a sense of open-hearted generosity? Where can you go to try to find that source of courage, that source of love that will allow you to give the gift that you are uniquely brought into this world to be able to give and offer? Knowing that it comes not of you, but through you. Like Eliana taught us, that you are just the product of so many generations that have come before, brought into this moment to offer your unique offering that the world so desperately needs.
Thank you so much, Rabbi Henderson, and for all the beautiful offerings that have brought us to this moment. This year, the Omer feels different. I think we've all been counting for a long time now. And I want to invite you to reflect, and if you want to offer into the chat, I have a pretty good idea already. But what are the numbers that have been important to you this year? What are the numbers that have been keeping you, guarding you, or perhaps causing you anxiety? It's been 381 days since, at least I realized that this was going to be a strange year. Or at least at the beginning I thought a couple weeks, maybe 3, 4. By the summer I'm sure it'll be fine. And we began to count and realize that everyone was walking into the unknown. Everyone was walking blindly together. And since we began counting those days, there have been 31 million cases in the United States of COVID-19. There have been almost 560,000 deaths. 4,058 in the metro Atlanta area. Our brothers, our sisters, cousins, community members, people we love. We've been counting them. We've been holding them in our hearts, and if you're like me, every day I look on some tracker or another, sometimes several, and I think, well, how many cases were there today? What's the count? Is it going up? Is it going down? How many vaccines were distributed? How many more days do we have until redemption? How many more days will it take to count until we are out of this unknown? And I feel maybe just a hint what our ancestors felt. They had been slaves in Egypt, but they had known what to do. They had certainty. This many bricks. This is your quota. And if you reach it, you've done your job for the day. And then everything changes. It's miraculous. The seas split, and they find themselves in the complete unknown. Free, but in the unknown. And I can taste the hint of anxiety and fear and hope for what might be. The first mention of the Omer is this. They saw stuff on the ground right after they had left Egypt. And they asked, Man, what is this? Manhu. Kilo yadu mahu. They didn't know what it was. Vayomer Moshe alehem, hu alechem asher natan Adonai lachem leachla. This is what Adonai has given for you to eat. Zeh hadavar asher tziva Adonai. This is what Adonai commands. Liktu mimenu ish lefi achlo Omer legul golet. Mispar naf shotechem. Take each one of you an Omer, a certain amount, count that amount of food. 1 Omer per person. That's what will be for you, each person, enough to eat. But then when they went out, some Israelites gathered a lot. They hoarded. They were the ones who took the toilet paper. And some, not even as much as they needed. Vayamodu ba'omer, but when they measured it by the amount of an Omer, a miracle occurred. The one who gathered too much found that they had exactly an Omer. The ones who gathered too little found they had exactly an Omer. All of the counting that we're doing right now is a kind of security blanket for us. We, by tracking these numbers, see today was a day, and so we believe tomorrow will be another day, and the day after that will be another day, and we can see 49 days there'll be a moment of redemption. And who knows what will happen between now and then. But we know that today was a day. So my blessing is that each of us has exactly what we need. Whatever the counting is, if the counting is coming from a place of anxiety, may it bring you comfort. If the comfort is coming from a place of hope, may that hope be fulfilled. And what I want to end with is a blessing that comes from the words of the prayer that we say 3 times a day, Ashrei, and it's the words Karov Adonai lechol korav v'chol asher yikra'u ve'emet. This is a time we've been far from one another, and that's made me at times feel far from Hashem. But being with you all tonight, I feel just a little closer. Karov Hashem lechol korav v'chol asher yikra'u ve'emet. Hayamadi ho. Hayamaradi ho. Hayamaradi ho. Hayamaradi
Thank you, Rabbi Kaiman, for that teaching. I feel just ushered into that unknown moment you were describing. And it's this liminal space of between freedom and arriving at the place we're going. And we're in this moment right now. We're in the last few minutes of Shabbat, the twilight moment before the week begins, when there's maybe one, maybe two stars out, but not a third, has yet appeared from the darkness. So we wait for Shabbat to complete. And the Omer includes this liminal quality, where between Passover and Shavuot, freedom and revelation, wandering through the desert to Mount Sinai, reflecting, sharing, working to understand the magnitude of what just happened to us. Sound familiar? These weeks of the Omer, they're an opportunity to step into a liminal space and dwell there. The in-between, to examine different pieces of ourselves, what's transformed since the pandemic began in the past year, and what are we needing to transform? What are we asking to transform in ourselves, in our homes, in our community, our society? This is the most richest, the most fertile opportunity for soul searching and discovering anew who we are and where we need to grow. So as we search for the stars, if you have a window near you, take a peek out. And ask yourself, what is needing to be transformed in my life, in my community? And as we join for Havdalah, feel free to grab your Havdalah equipment and a match. We'll share the blessings for Havdalah in the chat. I invite you, as we move through Havdalah, to look into the flames of our candles and allow yourself to just be present with that flame, to breathe with the fire that is also breathing this air around us. And if you feel so inspired, ask the flame a question. What are you? Fire of liminality, fire of transition from Shabbat to the week. What are you offering me in this moment? What guidance or wisdom do you have for us? Hine el Yeshuati, eftach velo efchad, ki yasiv zimrat ya Adonai, vayehi li Yeshua, o shavtehem mayim v'sason. Mimane haYeshua, l'Adonai haYeshua amcha, v'irchatecha sela, Adonai tzevaot imanu, niskav lanu Elohei Yaakov sela. Adonai tzvaot ashrei adam boteach bach, Adonai Hoshia melech yaneinu v'yom koreinu, v'yehudim hayta, Torah v'simcha, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei minei v'samim. Fire. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei nehorei ha'el. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamavdil ben kodesh lechol ben or lechoshech ben Yisrael amim ben yom hashvi'i l'sheshet yemei hamaseh. Baruch atah Adonai hamavdil ben kodesh lechol. Eliyahu Hanavi. First got to it out. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishvi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Agiladi, Bimheira Benyameinu, Yavo Eleinu. Mashiach ben David, Mashiach ben David, Miriam Haneviyah, Oz v'Zimra beyada, Miriam tirkod itanu, lehagil zirat olam, Miriam tirkod itanu, letaken et haolam. Bimheira v'yameinu, itevienu, el mei haYeshua, el mei haYeshua.
Leshem yichud kudsha brichu shlintei hineni muchan umezuman lekayem mitzvat aseh shel Sefirat haOmer shel Sefirat haOmer shel Sefirat haOmer shel Sefirat haOmer Sheva Shabbatot תמימותינה שבע שבתות תמימותינה ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו על ספירת haOmer על ספירת haOmer על ספירת haOmer על ספירת haOmer היום 14 יום שהם שני Shavuot haOmer. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who sanctifies us with your mitzvot and who commands us concerning the counting of the Omer. Today is the 14th day of the Omer. Today is Malchut Shebigvura, sovereignty of majesty within the confines of strength and of might and of boundaries. Shehem, that they are 2 weeks, 2 complete weeks of these whole 7 weeks of the Omer.
Shavuot Tov.
Shavuot Tov, everyone. Big thank you to Rabbi Ariel for bringing us together and bringing these communities together, along with Ma'alot, for this this end of Shabbat celebration, of extending it a little bit past Shabbat. I miss the days of Lava Malka, of being able to sing around a table together, and this certainly warmed my heart, and I hope it warmed your heart and brought some light into this week for you as well. Shavuot Tov.
Shavuot Tov, everyone. So good to see you. Thank you
Shavuot Tov.
for coming. Blessings for you.
Shavuot Tov, everyone.
Shavuot Tov.
Love to all my Orchadashniks.
Hi, Zandsmans. Hi,
Missed you all at Pesach.
Linda.
Here, there are a few of us left. All right, you can unmute yourselves if you want.
It was so beautiful. Thank you.
Thanks, Sherry.
Yes, beautiful.
That was lovely.
Shavuot Tov.
I wish we could do this every week. That would be nice.
Let's do it more often.
Great.
I agree, and Shavuot Tov to everyone.
Yes, Shavuot Tov. Sam, we missed you last week.
I missed you guys. I tell you.
I know someone missed you even more.
Yes, it is. I miss going up for Passover to Jerome.
Someday.
Yeah, yeah.
And back.
I will be off for a month at camp this summer, so that'll be nice.
Yep. Shavuot Tov all.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Shavuot Tov.